Hello, Gemini placements. Thanks for being here with me, Tiger Lilith Tarot. We are going to be doing your Libra season reading, predictions for Libra season. Just cleansing the space with got some dried eucalyptus here, which might make some nice smoke over here as well. All right, Gemini placements. I'm going to start off with Libra season readings with some oracle cards, and then we are going to pull from the tarot to see what Libra season might bring for you. If at any point this reading resonates with you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Lets me know that you are watching, helps me pick up more on the energies. And if at any point, say something that resonates with you, or there's something you'd like to comment on, I would love to hear from you in the comments section below. Maybe there's something new that you can teach me, right? And if this reading does resonate, or if you are interested in a personal reading, to light your incense over here, my email is in the description below. That is how you can contact me. I do offer personal readings in any area your life. All right, there we go. All right, so the oracle cards coming out, we have Wisdom in Play, number 3, Enough, number 20, and Divine Timing. All right, Wisdom in Play. Our intuition knows more than we do. All right, Geminis, I feel like Libra season is going to be calling you to... I think you're going to find yourself in situations in which you're going to have to rely on your intuition. Yeah, see, I had this feeling that you were going to be hesitant. You're trying to block this off. Our intuition knows more than we do. I feel like this might be a bit of a challenging time for you. You're trying to block off some sort of some sort of intuitive messages at the Hangman. It's Gemini, I'm getting the sense that like you know something you don't want to know. And I'm drawn, yeah. 9 of Swords. Gosh. The 2 of Swords, the Hangman, and the 9 of Swords. And this was supposed to be themes for Libra season. So, Wisdom at Play. Okay. I've gotten this message for you Gemini placements before. I don't think it's come out in a while. You know something that you cannot say. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. There's an intuitive knowledge that you have of something, and I don't feel like you're blocked off from your intuition. I feel actually like you're very connected to it, but something about this is causing you anxiety, sleepless nights. I don't want to be the bringer of bad news. I'm not telling you, like, oh my God, during Libra season, you're barely going to sleep and you're never going to have any peace. No, like tarot is not the be all end all. We can change and shift these energies, but this is what it's looking like. Libra season could be gearing up to be is a bit stressful because it's like you're enlightened to something, but it's either you don't know it or you can't say it. And I don't feel like it's that you don't know it. I feel like there's something that you just are in it's like you're not in the position to say something. Like, if this is a work situation, for instance, it doesn't have to be, this could be in any area of your life. I said take it how it resonates, but just as an example, if you're in a work situation, there's there's a hierarchy at jobs usually that you have to, abide by. Lower level employee, and then, climb up the ranks. So I feel like, just as an example, I'm not saying you're a lower level employee, but if a lower level employee sees something you know, 5 levels up from them, let's say, that a higher up is doing and they know it's wrong, but because they're a lower level employee, they can't say it. Because if they did, the system and the structure that's in place would not allow for this person's input or opinion to matter. It would probably be worse, right? It might be worse off if you went up to like the head of the company and was like, hey, I'm not saying don't be bold, trust me, fortune favors the bold, I'm all for it, but I just see you being stuck and not knowing what to do. We're going to clarify and get more information. I'm going to put this upright, but it did come up upside down. Number 20, enough. You were born enough. Page of Cups. First card that comes out. There's a dream that you're trying to chase. Yeah, you're having to be patient. You're really having to hold back during Libra season. You're having to hold yourself back. The Hermit. Yeah, you're in like, don't hold yourself back too much, Gemini. Don't disappear. There's an energy here of you like going away. Don't do that. People need you. People in your life need you. Don't disappear into the darkness. Don't go into hermit mode. If you feel yourself starting to isolate heavily, I would. We'll see what more comes out. This row I feel like is going to be your answer to this spread. It's interesting that we have divine timing here. Writing might be actually very beneficial. Writing letters. If there are people that you're upset at, write letters to them. You don't even need to send the letter, but getting your thoughts and your feelings down on paper, because I feel, Gemini, like something has got you really just really stuck. That's what I feel. I was going to say razzled, but you don't even feel like frazzled or all over the place. You just feel like you can't do something. So we have the Page of Cups, Temperance, and the Hermit. And this row is what needs balancing, where to compromise. And with this enough card, you were born enough. I feel like I feel like you don't feel like you were born enough. There's a sense of your dreams and your dreams being on hold. You're trying to alchemize something, but then there's this solo energy. It feels very much like going it alone here. Maybe socialization is an answer here too. Where to seek beauty in your life. Wow, okay. See, the divine timing card reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, right? I see the Wheel of Fortune as divine timing. And here we have the clock behind her. So two really very similar cards coming out here. Gemini. Patience, the Temperance right in the center of your reading with the Hanged Man. Patience. And the High Priestess. Wow. Okay, look at these cards just in the center here. Hanged Man, Temperance, High Priestess. The High Priestess is literally a card of potential. She is a card of waiting. I don't know what you are being, Spirit is instructing you to wait on. I feel like you're already waiting. And it's like, you might already know this. With the Wheel of Fortune and divine timing coming out, honestly, and the High Priestess, I almost feel like part of you, Gemini, is like, yeah, I know I can't say it. Okay, I'll take all three of these cards since they all came out. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Wow. Wow, you holding back and not saying something is... I feel like it's causing a heavy burden, but there's also... It's almost like by by not saying something, this is what I'm getting here, Gemini. By not saying something, the people that are supposed to be leaving your life leave. Those burdens go away. You still have burdens, but they're not, they don't feel like other people's. They're less. Okay, let's clarify. Let's see more about what the heck is going on here, Gemini, because this is and this is all solo energy. If you notice too, every card on this spread, there's only one person on the card. You're being very reserved right now, very in your own energy. Your intuition is more than we do. Okay. Two of Swords. So, but you're blocking, I don't know if you're blocking, you're procrastinating on making a decision, you're blocking your intuition. Eight of Wands. There's the quick movement. As soon as you make a decision, something, okay. Feels like, Gemini, again, you might already know this. I feel like you're holding back from making a decision, from saying something, because it's like you have so much to say. First off, with the Eight of Wands, like you have so many messages to send. But not only that, as soon as you make the decision to speak, to say what you want to say, to communicate, I feel like you're saying like there's going to be no turning back after that. Like, it's like you know that your words are going to be impactful, and so you're waiting to speak them. Three of Cups with the Hangman. I feel like you might have knowledge of something that not a lot of other people do, possibly about someone being in a third-party situation, or just deceit or something not good when it comes to a group of friends. You know something that others don't know. You don't want to say it. Nine of Swords. The Emperor. There's that structure that I was talking about earlier that felt like, right, a hierarchy, that because of a structure, you can't say what you want to say. The Emperor represents structures, institutions, something solid, a foundation in which the structure in which something else is built upon, right? Like the building in which the business actually takes place in. The Emperor is about structure and routine. There is something about a structure and a routine that is causing you anxiety during Libra season. I do see the Three of Cups here with the Hangman as you socializing more as well. I do see you possibly sharing some sort of enlightenment that you have, knowledge that you have with people that you trust. I think it would be a good idea to possibly, to be around others a little bit, because you feel really in your own. It's like like I said, you're going a journey on your own, but it doesn't feel like you necessarily have to be doing it on your own, because I'm not seeing anything like deceitful or underhanded or anything. I'm just seeing, again, but wisdom, your intuition knows something. The Tower with the Page of Cups. Okay. And Gemini, it's really a time to embrace your intuition. If you don't think that your intuition knows something, it does. Trust it. Listen to yourself. We have the High Priestess out here as well. The Hangman. There's a lot of a lot of intuitive cards out here, and this wisdom at play, the card that actually says intuition, knows more than we do. So the Tower with the Page of Cups. You could receive, I almost see you receiving like shocking news from a younger energy. The King of Cups with Temperance. So the center spread is what needs balance and where to compromise. I feel like, Gemini, for you, what needs balance is you coming out of this solo energy. There's so much of it. The Ten of Wands. I feel like I feel like the message here is that you do have the emotional stability. I feel with the King of Cups coming out with Temperance. I feel like you have the emotional stability already. There is some shocking news that might come in, but you have the emotional stability to handle it, and it's like you're taking on all these burdens on your own. It's like I almost see you like climbing to the top of a mountain like multiple times. Like you go up to the top of the mountain like the hermit, and you get the answer, then you go back down and you're like, oh wait, I have another question. And I feel, Gemini, like there's an easier way to do it than having to keep climbing to the top of the mountain with like a magnifying glass to search for the answer. I feel like part of your answer is this Three of Cups, is socializing and trusting in this divine timing as well. And just because you're socializing doesn't mean you need to say, I do feel, Gemini, like something that like you're like, people aren't ready to hear this. Then don't say it. Talk about other things. There is a need to engage in other energies. Just I said, just because you don't need, there's the Moon with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is saying embrace the unknown. Right? And you're like, but our intuition knows more than we do. So, like I said, just because your intuition knows it, sometimes our physical bodies have a hard time accepting that. Accepting our intuition, accepting this knowledge that seemed to come from nowhere. We need proof of it. Where did it come from? How do I have this information? Just kind of just accept that you have it. Accept that it's there. You also might find beauty through mourning during Libra season. I know that kind of comes out of nowhere, but this Moon card, she's looking at a skull, and she herself is a bit of a skeleton in the back. Part of her, I don't know, with the Wheel of Fortune, this could be things coming back around. We have divine timing and the Wheel of Fortune. You could be feeling, maybe, that's where these messages are coming from. You could be just much more connected during the month of October, coming up to Halloween, Day of the Dead. If you are of the belief that the spirit world, the veil is lifted, it is lighter than that it ever is, perhaps October is just a month where you are more connected, and that Wisdom at Play card came out to ask you to just, she's got a blindfold on. She has a blindfold on, and she's mixing two things together. Very similar to this card, mixing two elements, right? Mixing water together. The Temperance card is not blindfolded, but I feel like this blindfold is telling you, again, it doesn't matter where this knowledge comes from. You don't need to know where. You don't need to see it to believe it. I think that's going to be the main theme, because you are having a hard time with this intuitive knowledge. But it's there. All right, we have the High Priestess with the Six of Swords, walking away. I feel like you're trying to walk away from your intuition. But what the good thing, what I would say is to walk away from the energy of that solo energy. You know, maybe the solo energy is here in this spread because you've been around too many people and it's time to be in a solo energy so that you can hear your intuition, so that you can listen to it. Okay? We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Yeah, you know, Gemini, I think that's what this is. I think you've been around. I think this is a solo time for you, which is weird because Libra season is more of a time for relationships. But I think you're mourning and grieving during this time. I think that's why all this solo energy is here. I think it's to get you in touch with your intuition and to make you realize that maybe there is a certain structure with the Emperor. There is a foundation, because we have the Tower as a foundation as well. There's a foundation that needs to crumble. And it's possible that you've been working overtime trying to hold it up. I feel like it's time to let something fall and trust that you have the emotional stability and the alchemaic ability to create something new that will not be as burdensome and that won't be as delicate. The word I'm looking for. Okay, we are going to end your reading with 3 messages from the Druid Tarot. So yeah, Gemini, this was an interesting reading to piece together, but I do feel like this solo energy is what you actually need to be in. I don't feel like the socializing, and again, maybe it's you've been around a lot of people and that wisdom at play card is coming out. You know, put on the blindfold, stop looking for other places for the answers. Trust that intuition that you already have. Trust the answers that you already have. All right, Gemini, I am going to pull 3 cards from the Druid Tarot. I was really drawn to nature when starting the Libra readings, and these cards are just like the images are very all based in nature, and so I felt this would be a good spread deck to end it with. So we have Strength coming out, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I like this for you. I feel like the message here, the ending of advice message, is to harness your strength, remain calm, make a plan, and make a plan to go on an adventure. You need to, I know I said you've been around a lot of people. Maybe this needs to be a solo adventure. I also feel like there's a message here. There's something about going out in nature. You could find the Seven of Swords. I see the Seven of Swords particular as him learning the lessons from his past. These swords are what deceived him in the past. It's painstaking, but it's painstaking work, but he's writing down, I feel like he's writing down the lessons of past deceit, past betrayal, past just things he's not going to do again, lessons he's learning. I feel like it takes a lot of strength, right, to do that, because you have to accept things that you might see as failures. We have to accept those things. But once you do, I feel like you're going to feel like yourself again. You know, this person is an outline of a person, but I feel like that is kind of, again, the goal, because you need to get back to your own intuition, to your own answers. And the answers are not a burden. They are what they are. They are the answers, right? And if the answers that if when you seek, the answers that you get are not what you want, then I think the Seven of Swords is your answer. Going back to the drawing board and looking and maybe learning the different questions that you can ask to get the answer that you desire. Right? This is what I have for you here, Gemini. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. Have a great Libra season, and I will see you at your next reading. Take care.